the next degree goes to Sri Deepak Ajit Shinde from Bangalore. Deepak Ajit Shinde is the founder and chairman of Kingdom College.
Hello and welcome to beautiful session what we are going to have today. Whose life are you living? It's not that most of us do not know anything about life. I for one believe almost all of us who have lived for even 15 years in this planet, we know almost everything about life. But then I think because we run it through our life so much, because we are just because there is no point running too fast in wrong direction. Because if direction is right, even if you walk slow, eventually you will reach. But there is no point running too fast in a wrong direction, I believe. And to a large extent, I have seen, experienced, and observed. Most of us are so lost in running. At times, we miss the direction. And later, in realize, thinking, what I was doing, or what was I doing for all these years if I not reached anywhere in my life? So thought, why not to speak to all of you on this? Whose life are you living? And I think, even if it sounds very simple, I think it's little difficult. I won't say complicated, because that is not something which I believe in life. Always believe in simplify life for myself and people. Let's simplify this session. Whose life are you living now? There's a concept called YOLO, YOLO. And this was, I think, 2 years back, a big thing spoken all over the world, especially by youth of every country. YOLO, you only live once. Very exciting concept. A lot of songs are written on this in Bollywood, in Hollywood, MTV, YouTube. Lots of songs dedicated on this concept of you only live once. But I strongly believe in different concept. I don't believe in YOLO. I believe in YODO. YODO. You only die once. And that should be the reality. But even a lot of people don't live YODO. You only die once. That's what it should be actually. And that's the reality also. But most people don't live that. You don't live only once. You have to live every day. That's the difficulty. If you only live once in life, then today can be the day. You choose this 24 hours, you choose this birthday of yours, that this is going to be my day and I'm going to live today like never before, and you live only once. No, you don't live only once. You have to live every day. That is why it is difficult. In fact, living is difficult, not dying. Because death will not be of your choice. And you and me will never have a choice, never have a control on our death. And when it happens, it will happen only once. You have to learn to live every day. YOLO, sorry, YODO, yes. You only die once. And you have to live every day. But if you do not know how to live every day, you will definitely die every day. Then you don't die once, then you die every day. You die every moment of your life if you do not know whose life are you living. And if you do not know how do you live like that, what you have got in your life, then harpal moth, every moment is death. There's something in you keeps dying. The tragedy of human being is not the ultimate death. The tragedy of human being is what dies in the human being when they are still alive and still breathing. That's the tragedy of human being. And if you and me do not want to have that tragic life where we almost die almost every now and then, every day in our life, then I think this session gains all the importance. All the importance. Then all the very reason for you and me right now, if we are tuned with me, to make sure that next 40-45 minutes we don't miss a moment of this session, because you only die once, but you have to live almost every day. Birth was not your decision. Birth was not a decision. Death will not be of your choice. But how do you and me live between these two terminals called birth and death should be purely of our choice. That's why I say should be purely our choice, because birth was not your decision. You and me never decided when to get born. You and me will never have this choice. Or there are so many people who decide to commit suicide, attempt suicide, but not even every suicide is a successful suicide. So death will not be of your choice. Birth was not your decision. But this life between these two terminals called birth and death can be purely your choice. It should be. But very difficult statement to make is this: it's not the reality. Very small percentage of the world lives their life, remaining hoping 95 or maybe 99% of the world's population don't even know whose life are they living. So the question here to ask yourself on a daily basis, or every night before you go to sleep, and every morning when you get up and see yourself in the mirror, look in your own eyes and ask yourself, whose life are you living? And that's what are we discussing today in the session. So guys, no YOLO. It's only animals have body, you and me also have body. Animals have five senses, you and me also have five senses. What makes you and me different than animals is we have intelligence, which animals do not have. Animals have inbuilt biology, so very instinctively they do what they do, whether they face it or run away, purely instinctive for them. You and me are not. We have intelligence. What does this intelligence do? Through body we act, through mind we think, through emotions we feel, but through intelligence we choose. Intelligence is my choice making faculty or decision making faculty, that should I do this or should I not do this? Should I do it this way or should I do it that way? Is it right or is it wrong? Is it okay or is it not okay? Is it good or bad? Intelligence is my discriminating faculty. Intelligence is something through which we discriminate hot or cold, right or wrong. So that is what intelligence is supposed to do. Now, what decision you will make will be your choice. And that choice, as per the law of life, will always have a consequence. If there is a cause, there is an effect. If there is an action, there will be a reaction. If there is a choice, there will be a consequence. So if you make a choice, there will be a consequence. Even if you choose not to make a choice, even that also will have a consequence. Not making a choice for which you will have a consequence. And that is what intelligence does for all of us. Through body we act, through emotions we feel, through mind we think, and through intelligence we decide. We make choices. And this is the greatest freedom, greatest power a human being has. Over all other creations is you and me have the power. And that amazing freedom, even if you are a physical slave, even if you're a slave country, or even if you're a human being born into a slave country and called a slave, still the power to choose, that freedom, nobody can take away from you. Even God cannot take away the freedom of the make in life. And that's the beauty of life. Now that's where we come. Do you use the power to choose? Or even that you have lost? Or even that you don't use? Because that's what makes you unique. That's what will make you live your life. Because when you make your own choices, the freedom to make choices, freedom to use, freedom to choose, to make your own choice, the power of choice. That's what makes you and me live the life which you and me always wanted to, or which we desire. So what discriminates us from human beings is this discriminating faculty called decision making, which gives us the freedom to make choices. Choices which may be influenced, may not be influenced, and they're so independent of everything in life. Absolutely independent of everything in life. Now, are you free? Do you have the freedom to make choices for your life? Is actually the question of this session, for which you'll have to give a very ruthlessly honest answer to yourself. One, do you have the freedom to make your choices? Do you use the freedom to make choices? Because only they make choices for their own life, but they also make choices for others' lives. But that is not important for me. For me, important is the first part. The first set of people are called choice makers, the people who make choices for their life. And then there is and they are called consequence receivers. There are two kinds of choice makers and consequence receivers. People who have the freedom to make choices for themselves, and they're called choice makers. And people, either they do not have the freedom to make choices or they do not make choices. they end up receiving the consequences of other people's choice. They are called consequence receivers. So next question to ask yourself is this: who are you? A choice maker or a helpless consequence receiver? Or you can be a consequence receiver by choice. Even that choice is available for all of us, provided you know, provided you consciously have taken a decision. Because there are times in life where I, by choice, choose to be a consequence receiver. And there are a lot of times when by choice, I make choices. So do you have this clarity? That is your life the choice of yours, or you're living somebody else's choices? By the consequences you suffer or you enjoy, you are living somebody else's choices. Now the story of human beings goes like this. There is some lag in the stream, then please comment so that I will be able to do some correction here. I can feel some lag here. Okay, is it? Just give few of you just comment there saying that it's okay or not okay. Are you able to? Okay, okay. Thanks, Prachi. Anybody else would want to comment whether the stream? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, then we'll continue. It's lagging. There is a big lag. Okay. I think I'll just take a minute here. I don't want, it's a very, very important subject. I don't want any one of you to miss on this. So there is slight glitch. Okay. Do we need a 1 minute, 2 minutes? Okay, you just guys stay tuned. We'll take 2 minutes of small breaks, and because I'm also able to feel some lag in my system also. Just 2 minutes. Stay there. Be there. Be there. Okay, I think I'm back on screen. Just check it out if the lag is gone or it's still there. Have I cleared all of you? Visual effect and the audio effect, is it right? Is it clear? Is it loud? Please do comment on this so we can continue. It's all right now. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, my technical team. They're just doing phenomenal job every time. Okay, so the story of human beings goes like this. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue. Thank you for your comments. So the story of human beings goes like this. When we are born like animals. So we live like animals. And thanks for America, please. America sending love is a very big thing. So thank you, America, also. Yeah. So when we are born like animals. We only have sensual needs, which means we live like animals. We eat when we feel hungry, when we sleep when we feel sleepy, when we feel sleepy we sleep. We will urinate wherever we are sitting, we will excrete wherever we are sitting. So we do not have a control over our senses, so we are completely not slave to our own sensual gratifications or sensual needs. And there is no development of so-called intelligence. We have the body, we are able to feel, we also act, we also have a lot of thoughts in the mind, But you and me, as a small child who's born, does not yet have developed our intelligence. See, we are born with the body, which is developed. We are born with the mind, which is developed. We're also born with emotions that are working from the time we take the first breath in the outside world. So everything is functioning phenomenally as equipments. If you see body as equipment, mind as equipment, emotion as equipment, they're functioning from the time we are born. Intelligence is something which is not functioning. It is there. We are born with the equipment, but it is not yet functioning. Intelligence is something which gets developed, which gets shaped as we grow in our life. So because you and me do not have intelligence, what do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is nothing but my choice making faculty, my discriminating faculty. So as a small child, we don't understand what is right for us, what is wrong for us, what is good for us, what is bad for us, what is okay for us, what is not okay for us. So that time, the people in our world, in our life, that is first is dad and mom, then maybe elderly people in the house, it may be your elder siblings, maybe your grandparents, or maybe it will be uncles and your aunts. Now these are the people who are already been there on this planet called earth for quite amount of time, so they have an intelligence what is already prevailing. Now this existing prevailing intelligence starts making choices for you and me. For example, none of us made the choice what will be our name, isn't it? Anybody who is watching this right now, or anybody there in the world who chose his or her name when they were born? I didn't choose my name. My name was chosen by my parents, maybe. That's what I remember. And they made the choice and I received the consequence. So everybody is calling me Deepak because I made a choice. My parents made a choice for my name. See, maybe for the first time you realize, right? None of you chose your name, right? Entire life you're going to live on one identity, one address called you. That name was not chosen by you. It was chosen by somebody else, but not you. Wow. What a beautiful life, no? What a beautiful, strange world we live into, where our own name we have not decided. Of course, you have still the choice. Now, if you are hearing me and listening me, I think correct, no, but I want to choose my own name. You can still choose your own name. You still can go and make a new choice. What do you want to be called as? But now you realize the importance of this session, because after listening to me, so many of you, or how many of you will ever, if you had a desire, I think my name should have been something else, will go and make a new choice and make an affidavit in the court and say, from now onward, my name is changed from this and this to that and that. That's called choice making. So our elderly people who had the prevailing intelligence, or intelligence that prevailed before us, used to make choices for us, because you and me did not know how to make a choice. Not that we did not know how to make a choice, we did not know how to make a right choice. Even they don't know how to make a right choice. But the truth is, because they are born before you, because they are living before you, and they have developed or so-called shaped intelligence by their elderly people, they execute that right on you and me. And when you were born as who you were born as, your name was not your choice. What language will you speak was not your choice. They made a choice. Will you speak this? You will speak that. Which school you will go was not your choice. They made a choice for you because you did not have the intelligence to make a choice. What is the right school for you? You did not know. So they will make a choice and you receive the consequence. Will you study at home or will you study outside was their choice. Will you study in government school or will you still study in private school, or you'll study in international school was their choice. And for their choice, you have to go through the consequences. And that is what color of dress you will wear for that function, their choice. What will you eat? Their choice. Will you be vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Your choice. Will you be given cow milk or buffalo milk? Their choice. Will you give milk? Will you be given milk or not? Also was your choice. Will you be having tea or coffee? Their choice. That is how you and me grew up in the initial years of life. For almost, let's say, I think till the age of 8 and 9. Now, till the age of 8 or 9, that this number can vary from people to people. Our life was purely chosen by other people, not by any one of us. Somewhere at the age of anywhere between 7, 8, 9, anywhere, maybe a little early in today's generation, or maybe this time only, every child starts understanding everybody is doing things as per their choice. Dad wakes up by his decision. Mom cooks what she chooses to cook. There are other elderly people do everything the way they want. The first time the intelligence in you starts popping up, you also want to make choices for your life. First time there are the traces. If a till you're small child, less than the age of 6, 7, you and me used to go to everybody and ask, I am hungry, give me something to eat. What should I do now? 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 Because you and me did not have the intelligence to make a choice, what should I do in this moment? Which made sense. First time at the age of 7, 8, or 9, this intelligence in us, which we are born with but not yet developed and shaped, starts observing that everybody is living life out of choices. Everybody around you is making their own choices, and the first time in your life you start wanting to execute your choices, and that is where the drama starts. I think it's 6, 7, 8 years only. That's where you start making choices, and first traces of you being a choice maker are seen by the world and by you in the start. But you and me do not make choices out of intelligence, which should be, but we start making choices out of instincts, out of pain, pleasure. What you like, only you will want to do. What you don't like, you will avoid. So your choices were born out of conveniences. Your choices were born out of your sensual needs. And because our elderly people thought it's not a right choice, for example, you wanted to continue to sleep early in the morning, or you want to continue sleeping in the morning, even if you had to go to school, at the choice which you wanted to execute, and your parents said, no, you have to get up in the morning. And you said, no, I don't want to get up, I want to sleep in the morning. Because your choice were born out of your instinctive need. That is, you wanted to have the pleasure of sleeping, but your dad and mom wanted to go to school, and school was pain to you, and we wanted to avoid the pain in our life and embrace pleasure in our life. So our decision was born out of pain and pleasure. The decision was born out of right and wrong. Sorry. That is where the game starts. First time you want to see everybody is making choice for their life, so you also choose. So when you're going for a function, you choose to wear a dress, but your family thinks this dress is too casual for that function, or this dress is too gaudy for the function where they're going, because they had a bigger view, better view, larger view. You only had the view for yourself. And then there was an argument in the house, there was debate in the house, there was hot discussion in the house, and you wanted to convince them, and they said, no, you can't wear this dress does not suit. But say, it's okay, I am comfortable in this dress, I don't mind wearing this dress. And they said, no, this dress does not suit that occasion, so you will not. And fight, argument, discussion. But because your life is dependent on your parents, dependent on your society, dependent on your elderly people, because you are physically dependent on your parents, you're mentally, emotionally, financially, socially dependent on your parents. So you succumb to the pressure of the parents, and this choice maker in you is actually suppressed. What do you want to wear? You had to fight, and you used to lose the fight. What do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? When do you want to eat? There are choices. And even if you wanted to make a choice, either you are suppressed or you are not allowed to make choices, because they did not think you are wise enough, you are smart enough to take right decisions. So at that age of 6, 7, 8 something, the first episode of you wanting to be a choice maker starts. But the choice maker in you is succumbed, has been suppressed, because world does not think you're intelligent enough, wise enough, smart enough to make choices in your favor which are right. And because you and me were dependent on them for everything in life, right from food, shelter, clothing, security, financial needs, everything, we also said okay, and we succumbed. There's still again some lag here, please comment, because here again one comment has come that there's a lag in the entire. In case there is a lag, please do write, so we can, I don't mind stopping for a minute and get back to the system. I think it's okay this time. Can you please comment there? Show me thumbs up if it is going, otherwise I'll do something about it. Now it's okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So this age, we see this. Then again at the teenage, the same choice maker in us starts popping out. When we get into teenage, and then we start realizing that even our parents can make wrong choices, our elderly people can make wrong choices, society can make wrong choices, and we are intelligent enough, we have got our own experiences, we have got our own exposure for 15, 16, 17 years, and we realize in these years even dad has made some mistakes, mom has made some mistakes, for them also, for me also, and world has been making wrong choices. So it's okay, and that is where the first rebel in you and me comes out at teenage, where you want to make choices. And that is where a lot of parents, almost all the parents have this complaint. Yeah, now you have become big, up to bada ho gaya, now you are grown up, so now you can argue with your own parent, right? You think we are dumbos, we don't know how to make things. It's not that they are dumbos or you don't trust them anymore, but it's that you have intelligence, and the choice maker in you want to make choices for your life, which college to go, which friends to have, what to eat, where to go, which movie to watch, which movie to not watch, what to do, what not to do. Then there is whole drama, it's my life, my life, my right, my rules, all the drama happens, then you become a rebel without a cause. But again, because you and me are still emotionally, if not emotionally, definitely financially dependent on our family, parents, our society, world, this tussle happens. Most of them succumb. Few of them becomes pain to their families. They become rebel without a cause, and there are so much disturbances, so much tragic moments on a day-to-day basis in the houses of those people, because there's always a fighter between you wanting to be a choice maker and you don't wanting to be a consequence receiver. Because by the design of life itself, you and me have to evolve into a choice maker. But this choice maker has to fight with the existing choice makers of your life. So if you do not have that maturity, if you do not have that intelligence, if you do not have that responsible lifestyle, and if you're not able to earn and win the trust of your close ones, especially your parents and their immediate family and the society of yours, you'll always be pressurized, you always will be suppressed not to be a choice maker, because they don't believe you make right choices in your life. And this is an eternal fight. You wanting to be a choice maker and the world wanting to make choices for you, and this fight is till the end of your life. That's why this question, whose life are you living? Yes, I know there is an age where we do not have the developed intelligence. It is still in its very, very basic, just as an equipment it is there. It is not designed, because your and my intelligence is not completely our intelligence. It is borrowed intelligence. We were told hundreds and thousands things. Will you be a vegetarian or will you be a non-vegetarian? It was not your choice. It was choice of a society or your family. What lifestyle will you live? Initial days. So it's perfect. It's perfect. Initial days, you being a choice maker can actually play against you. You can end up destroying your own life, including others. So it was absolutely okay. But then there is a natural growth, natural evolution of human intelligence which want to express itself. And this world belongs to people who express themselves. This world doesn't belong to the people who copy somebody else's life. This world belongs to choice makers. The truth is, the reality is, the world belongs to, but that's not important. Let's forget the world. Your world belongs to you only if you make choices for it. If your world's choices are made by somebody, it's not your world. You're living in somebody's world in this body of yours. And that can be sometimes, or at times, or most of the time, very, very difficult, suffocating. It's almost like you're mentally emotional slave to somebody else's choices. And this eternal fight between you being a choice, you wanting to be a choice maker, and the world is not wanting you to become a choice maker, is a fight of a lifetime. That is why you and me are very poor in decision makings, because we were never allowed to make choices. As simple as in the restaurant, when the menu card is open, we are not allowed to make choices as small children. I absolutely don't agree with it. I always allowed my child, my son, whenever family will go out, I'll put the menu card in front of my son. Even when he was a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old or 7-year-old, he only will make choice for his food. I've groomed him into a choice maker. But Deepak, if he make a choice for a wrong food, which restaurant serves wrong food? If he make a bad choice, which restaurant serves bad food? Every restaurant serves good food. You ask food or you order food as per your liking. Let the child order the food as per his or her liking. And Arya has always ordered the food of his liking from the time he has started seeing the menu card. What will happen? He'll go through the entire thing. At one place, he'll keep his finger and say, Papa, I want this. It can be anything. Once I remember something he ordered, veg malai kofta, which we have never ordered in our life. And if that day he wouldn't have made that choice, I would still not know in my 50 years of life how a veg malai kofta tastes. Because truth to be told, if you're a typical Indian watching this, our typical order in any restaurant is paneer butter masala and dal tadka and 2 roti, and that's about it. There are 143 items, out of which 140 items you and me have never tried in our life. What dress he wants to wear was his always choice. I groomed him into a choice maker because I understand the concept, I understand the science behind life. Because if you and me are not able to make choices in life, we're doomed. We're doomed because not necessarily when other people make choices, they're going to be great choices for me. So koi zaruri nahi hai. Their choices also can go wrong. Mine also can go wrong. But I'm willing to suffer for my choices, not for their choices. This is what I strongly believe in. Yes, as in 5-year-old, 7-year-old, you and me did not have intelligence. Yes, even at a teenage, I still feel our intelligence does not have seen enough of the world. We do not have enough of the exposure. But still, I feel there should be a congruence. There should be a healthy debate, discussion between elderly people in your world, and then come to a common consensus and find a midway and find a way for you. Because I still feel not every teenage has the maturity to understand from a long-term perspective that this decision can go right. Because, for example, I run couple of college and few preschools, and every time we have admissions in the college, and these teenagers come for the 11th standard, the first PU and second PU and degree college, degree student. Most of them, 99% of the students take admission, not because it's a great college, because it has a lot of values, a lot of principles, a lot of things will be taught. No, they don't take. The decisions which are taken to take admission, the reasons for taking admissions in the colleges are only 2 to 3% are intelligent decision, wise decision. Remaining 95 to 97 whooping percentage is because my friends are coming to this college, so I am also coming to this college. My friends are now gone to that college, so I am also going to that college. Is this a reason for an admission which is going to shape your entire future? And that is how teenagers think, and that is how they make choices. And you think parents will agree for this? They won't. So when your existing world who does not see you making responsible choices, they will definitely not give you the mantle of your life. They will never give you the brush to paint your own canvas. They only will keep painting it because you don't make proper strokes. You do not make right strokes for your life. So your decisions which you make, that decides, or that's what world can come to know how intelligent you are. Not by your marks in the examinations, or not how many degrees you have got in life. That does not make you intelligent. Intelligent person is the person who makes decisions which are progressive, positive, and prosperous. When you make decisions that will take you to progress, that will take you to prosperity, that are positive in life, then you know you are an intelligent person. When your decisions are not in these parameters, world thinks you do not have the maturity, so they don't want to give the mantle of your life in your hand. They don't want to give the brush of the canvas with which you are born, because when you and me were born, we all were given our personal private canvas, and we all were given a brush to paint our own canvas. Initially, because you and me did not know how to paint, people around us were painting our canvas. But a time comes in life where the intelligence of a human being by itself wants to express. And whenever it expresses, the exposure which it goes through, the expertise which it gains through, I think there's a time in your life. There is a time in life, not from the day one of your life, but there is a time in your life when you realize, I think I should own up the responsibility of my life, and I should make my own choices. Only the day you'll start making your choices, or the most dominant choices of your life, by yourself, then only you can say you are living your life. Otherwise, till the time, only question I will ask you is, whose life are you living? Right now, you must be living a life of your parental decisions. Right now, you must be living a life of your side decisions. Right now, you must be living a life of somebody else's decisions, somebody else's choices, like a pure consequent receiver. But this consequent receiver cannot be a consequent receiver till the end of life. At some point of the time, some point of your life, the consequent receiver has to start saying, enough. Till now, I did not have the intelligence, I agreed. Till now, I did not have the maturity to make right choices for my life, agreed. But I think right now, with the kind of exposure and experience and expertise that I've gained in my life, I think please hand over the brush to me. From now onwards, I want to paint my own canvas. But why, Deepak? Why should I paint my own brush, paint my own canvas when others are painting? Nothing wrong about it. If you are making a choice that I'm not good at painting my own canvas, others paint it good. So why should I waste my intelligence or use my intelligence? Let them paint. It's come out a beautiful painting. If that is a choice of yours, then I think you should allow the world to paint it. They will create a beautiful painting out of it. But it should be your choice. Still a choice maker. But if you are not happy with the canvas, the way it is coming out, if you don't like the colors, if you don't like the shades, if you don't like the scene which is coming in front of your eyes now and then, because everybody else is painting, and if it is suffocating you, if it is making you miserable, and you die every moment of your life, then I think you have to take a choice, make a choice, and take the brush and say, that's enough. Now I want to make my own painting. Even if it's a scribbling, I'm okay with it, but I want to take the brush in my hand, because the truth of life, the law of life is the abundance and the bounties of life are reserved for choice makers. That's the point here. The bounties and the abundance of life is reserved for choice makers. Leftovers are left for the consequence receivers. That is why you should be a choice maker. If you have understood that you cannot make good choices, you have immaturity, you still don't know, you still don't have the smartness, you still don't know how to think properly, then if there are enough people in your life who are smart, let them make choices for you, and you allow them. Tell them, take my brush, I can't paint properly, I think you have painted properly your life, others life also. I am handing over my brush in complete faith and surrender. I am handing over my brush to you, please do paint. It's even that is a choice which you happily say, you keep painting, I think your painting is what I'm enjoying enjoying more than my own painting. And you still become a choice maker, because you know, in that surrender of yours, in that faith of yours, you're allowing somebody else to paint your life, or you're allowing few more people to paint your life, and really enjoying the entire canvas of life, and you're feeling so good about it. Even that is okay, but because that is purely your choice. You're not a helpless consequence receiver where you want to paint, but the world doesn't want to give the brush to you. You want to take the brush, they don't want to give it to you. And in this tussle, yes, painting is becoming a scribbling anyways, and you say, it's okay. Even if it is shit, I'm okay with it. I'll smell it. Even if it is scribbling, I'm okay with it. But it has to be mine. Then I think it's time for you to take the brush at one point, provided you realize you're responsible enough to deal with the consequences which will come with choices, because with every choice comes consequence, and sometimes consequences are favorable and sometimes they are unfavorable. Sometimes you suffer the consequence, sometimes you enjoy the consequence, and you should be matured enough, strong enough, and ready enough, responsible enough to suffer the consequences if it goes wrong, and enjoy the consequences if it goes right. And you should be able to take over the brush and say, from now I will paint my own life. And the day you will choose to make your own choices, then only you can say, I'm living my life. Otherwise, till then, my question will be, whose life are you living? Whose garden are you gardening? Other people's garden or your own garden? Because whose garden you'll garden, that garden will grow, bloom, blossom. So sad, so many of us keep gardening other people's world. And we allow helplessly others to garden our garden. They create weeds, we suffer the weeds. Or you can drop seeds and you can enjoy the garden. But for that, you have to become a choice maker. Then only you can say you're living your life. Otherwise, till then, the question will still be always, what life are you living? Choice maker, your life. Consequence receiver, you are receiving somebody else's life, which is not yours. Everybody is born with their canvas and their brush. And at some point of time in your life, you have to start painting your life with your own brush. And tell the whole world, boss, you have your own canvas, you paint it. What do you want to do with? Till now, I allowed you to paint my world because I did not have the maturity to know how to handle the brush, to know how to manage the colors, to how to create the combination, the whole effect. Now I think I have gained the experience, expertise, and exposure. Now hand over my brush to me, and you take the brush and you start painting. Then you become choice maker, because only when you become a choice maker, the boundaries of life, the abundance of life is reserved for choice makers. Leftovers are left for the consequence receivers. There are two kinds of lions. One is lion in a jungle, absolutely free. Absolutely free. And there's one more lion in the zoo or in the circus. Absolute slave. The life of the lion in the jungle is that of insecurity, but complete freedom. The lion in the circus or lion in the zoo, complete security, but no freedom whatsoever, or only the freedom in that cage or in that enclosure. That much freedom only you have. But absolute security, you will be taken care of. You will get your food at right time. You will get a maid for yourself at the right time. You will be taken care of well. And the lion in the jungle, complete freedom but no security. Whether the next food will come, next hunt will happen, next meal will come or not, don't know. Sometimes the lion has to starve for days together. But there is an advantage of being a choice maker, there is a disadvantage of being a choice maker. There's an advantage of being a consequence receiver, and there's a disadvantage of being a consequence receiver. Who you are, if you're not able to settle with it, if you're not able to make up yourself with this clarity. Because the problem here is the lion in the jungle looks at the lion in the zoo and feels, what secured life, nothing to worry about. But he doesn't understand the loss of freedom. And the lion in the circus or lion in the zoo is looking at the lion in the jungle. My God, what life, full freedom. Can do what they want to do. They can go where they want to go. They can sleep when they want to sleep. They can make every possible choice, but they don't realize this complete insecurity. Next day or that day can be the last day of their life. When they go for hunting, they also might be hunted down that day, and that will be the end of their life. That part they don't see. In the contemporary way to explain to all of you is the people who are working in an office look at that entrepreneur, look at that businessman and say, what life, how much money they have, full freedom in life. When they want to come to office, they come to office. When they want to go, they go. You don't have to apply for the leave. You don't have to apply for the loan. They are the boss. They are the... But they don't know the kind of insecurity where the salaries will come for the next month, where the market will grow. You don't know. Will the money come or not? They don't know. So much insecurity they live in their life. That part they don't see. And all those business people, all those entrepreneurs look at all the people who are employed in some offices and say, kya zindagi hai, what life? 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. to go, 6, 7 p.m. come back. Every month salary will be credited, nothing to worry about, whether the market is going up or down, salary will come, whether payments are coming or not, salaries will come. What life? They have ESI, they have provident fund, they have gratuity, they have this and medical leave, all this thing. What secured life they have. But they don't see the point. They're missing on the freedom. Nothing wrong being a lion in the jungle, or nothing wrong being in the lion in the zoo or circus. But don't be a lion in the circus and then look at the lion in the jungle and feel miserable. You can choose to be a happy lion in the circus. Don't be a lion in the jungle and keep looking at the lion in the circus and feel miserable about yourself. You can choose to be a happy lion in the jungle. What is important is this. Whether you're a choice maker or you're a consequence receiver, make sure you're a choice maker by choice and you're a consequence receiver by choice. I think you'll still be able to live the life the way you want to live. There is no point, because 99% of people in the world are only miserable because of this. Think about it. I'll only end it with this simple understanding. See, 50% of your life you spend at home. 50% of life you spend at workplace. That's it. The two very major decisions of your life are these two. If half of your life, which means 9 a.m. to let's say 9 p.m., you're in the outside world working or studying. 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning for less 12 hours you spend at home. These are the two important parameters of your life. 50% of your life goes in workplace or in your education studies, and remaining 50% goes in the house. So the most crucial choices which you have to make in your life is only these two. Apart from other small choices which shape your life, the two major choices in life is this: whom you wish to live with should be of your choice, and what you want to work should be your choice. If you can make these two choices in your life, boss, you are going to live a happy and successful life. Whom you want to live with, who is going to be a life partner, how many children will you have, what kind of children you will live with, what life you will give to them should be your choice. Because 50% of your time goes in family and remaining 50% goes in workplace. So whom are you going to work with and what are you going to work? That should be your passion. A passion should be a work, or work should be a passion. Love what you do, or what you do, you love that. And whom you love, being with, live with them. Like I always tell everybody in my world, नौकरी और छोकरी अपने साथ, नौकरी और छोकरी अपने choice, बाकी दुनिया गई तेल. If you're able to understand this much, I think maximum or most of your issues in life are settled. When you live with people whom you love to be with, and when you work the work, when you love the work what you do, and you do the work what you love, I think your life is settled. But tragedy of tragedies is this: the world around you just do not want you to live with those people whom you want to be with, and they don't allow you to work with or work that you want to do. Because truth is, the reality is, 95% of the world's population either are stuck with people for their entire life with whom they don't want to be, or they are stuck in a workplace, whether it is a business or profession or a job, they're stuck with a work which they don't want to do. Research shows that 76% of people never follow the educational stream what they have chosen. Only 24% of people who chose that educational field only continue in that. 76% of people come back and do something else. Absolutely unrelated, absolutely irrelevant field they choose end up being it. That is the research of these days. Which means for first 20-25 years of your life, you're studying something which you're never going to practice in your life. Why would you do that? Okay, TK, for first 15-17 years you did not know. At least the final years you choose what you will be doing a graduation or post graduation into, a specialization into. Whom are you going to live with? Whom are you going to live with for half of your life or half of your day every day? If you are going to live with somebody, that person should be of your choice, of your liking. This much common sense should not be taught to anybody, but it has to be taught. And remaining 50% of your time of the day and your life is going to be at the workplace, then you should choose the work which you want to work. That should be your choice. There's no point staying in a business. There's no point staying in a workplace which you don't like to do, don't enjoy every day, because it's not the ultimate death that is the tragedy of human life, but what dies into you on a daily basis is the tragedy of human life. What is the point in dying every day? And if you don't want to do that, if you want to die only once and you want to live every day, then you have to live a life of a choice maker. Otherwise, whose life are you living? Other people's life. Your boss wants you to do this, but you don't like to do that. Your society wants you to do like this, but you don't want to do like that. Your parents want you to do like this, but you don't want to do like that. Whose life are you living? Whose? Yours? Or everybody else's? I, for the one, made choices in my life. I live a life of my choice. I choose to live with the people whom I want to live. And I think because I live with those people whom I want to live with, I live a very loving and beautiful and happy life. And because I work that I chose for myself, when I touched 27th year of my life. And last 23 years of my life, every day is beautiful, excited, passionate. Every day. Same excitement, same junoon I found in my work because I chose my work. Or may I say, my work chose me. What a beautiful combination made for each other. The people with whom I live made for each other. The work I do made for each other. And that makes life so complete and beautiful. Because birth was not my decision. Death will not be of my choice. But how will I live my life between these two terminals called birth and death? It's purely my choice. And I need to live my life as a choice maker. So even if there are times when most of us, the times in my life, I choose to be a consequence receiver. So many choices of my life are made by my family. And I'm okay with it. So many choices in my life are made by my colleagues. I'm okay with it. What should I eat for breakfast? Family choice. What should I eat for lunch and dinner? Family choice. Where do you want to go for the evenings or the outings? Their choice. Their choice. 90% of my life is choices made by other people. Only 10% of choices that design my life, that determine my life, that makes my life are purely mine. That I don't allow anybody to interfere. With whom I will live, my choice. Nobody will tell me. What should I work? Nobody tells me. What are my principles and values in life? My choice. Nobody tells me what should I follow in life. I follow my heart. Only 10% of things which decides my life, which determines my life, which lifetime impact on my life, purely my choice. 90% of inconsequential matters, I allow the world to be a choice maker in my life. I become a happy consequence receiver. What should I eat? You decide. What should I do in the free time? You tell me, I will do it for you. All those inconsequential things in my life, I don't make choices. I allow the world and give the privilege to them. Up jo bolo wai. And those 10% things which will create my life, shape my life, design my life, determine my life, will have a lifetime impact. My choice. I think it is fair, right? It's not being selfish at all. 10% allow me to do my way. 90% I will do as per you. 90% things I will do as per the world. 10% thing which will have an impact of lifetime in my life. There, please allow me to make my choice. I don't think I'm asking for too much, my dear friends. I don't think you'll be asking for too much for yourself if these few things in life which matters a lot will whom you will live your entire life. What work will you do for your entire life? How big or small family you will have in your life. Something for which you have to pay a daily price. Those few things allow me to do my way. Or I will do it my way. I don't care a damn about. For this, if you think I'm selfish man, then I'm living in a very immature world. 90% of things will do as per you. Out of 100 things, 10 things which shapes my life and my future, give it to me the way I wanted to do it. 90 things out of that 100 things which I have to do on a daily basis or lifetime. So 90 things which are inconsequential in life, I will do it your way. That freedom I'll give it to you. 10 think freedom, give it to me. I think it's a very nice deal. 10 things which my life matters my way. 90 things which does not matter a lot to me your way. Bhaiya nahi to highway. 10 things my way, 90 things your way. If it doesn't work, then you go highway. My way. I think it's perfect balance, perfect equation. All 100 things doing your way, I think you're a very, very selfish person and you don't deserve to be a choice maker. All 100 things, other people choices, then you're a football. Every fellow will kick you. And you don't know which goal you will end up into. Don't be a football in life. Be a player in life. Sometimes coach in life. But don't be a football in life. And that's what makes you live your life. Otherwise, whose life are you living, guys? ask this question to you every now and then, and you will be on track, and you will know you are moving in right direction, because there's no point running too fast in wrong direction. Even if you walk slow, it's okay. As long as you know you're walking in the right direction, you'll reach where you want to reach in life. So if you're living life of your choices, I think you're living your life. Otherwise, whose life are you living? With this question, thank you so much. Love you so much. Bye bye. All the best.